Welcome to Desert Island Tim's. My guest today created the Celtic Network website. He is also involved with the Celtic Anthology project. James Cameron, how are you?
Bloody knackered, Bill.
How's that?
I've just swam there for like 7 miles, man.
Right.
Puffed out.
How were the sharks?
It was just, well, it wasn't as much sharks, it was rats.
Right.
Just seen a ship in the horizon, man, and it was just rats bailing off. And if it wasn't for the empty war chest that floated past, I'd have never made it to your shore, you know, but I'm here anyway, and it's looking great, you know.
Well, it's really good to have you here.
Thanks very much. Palm trees and zombie free, can't you beat it?
Exactly. Right, we're talking about the Celtic Anthology project. Could you give us a wee bit more detail about that?
An old man called Old Pesky got in touch with me a few weeks ago. Basically what it is I want to create a project where Celtic supporters can put across their stories, their memories, either in poetry, basic storytelling, wee essays, and hopefully we can collate it all together, publish a book and take the proceeds for that and put it towards charity. Now we're looking at the 125 for Celtic. So we've set up a website that people can go to see it, wordpress.celticanthology.com, and people can go in there and either contact us through the forum or there's an email address there as well, and just send in your submissions. Just chill out, sit down, write something. You don't need to be greatest writer in the world or anything. All we really want is Celtic supporters all ages, all around the world if possible, just to submit their experiences of what it's like to follow Celtic. Hopefully it works in two levels, where we can always donate money to charity plus leaving something behind for future generations to look back and go, oh, look what happened. And I think it's good doing it from the point of view of Celtic fans, rather than getting a big wad of ex-players, journalists and whatever you have, you know, just ordinary Celtic fans.
Sounds a really good idea.
Well, wish it was mine.
Yep. Well, the other thing was your idea, the Celtic Network website. I think that's a very good centre point for Celtic fans to go to. Could you tell us how you came up with that idea?
That is a direct consequence of the so-called shame game. The day after that, the way Celtic, our club, our support, were dragged through the mud and tagged on as all firm nonsense. When our players and support that night had acquitted themselves the way you'd expect Celtic fans in the team to acquit themselves. A real bit of dignity, bit of class. Obviously you're living in Scotland, so you're just going to get a negative press, and if Rangers are out of order, then Celtic must be equally as bad in these people's eyes. So I was really angry about that, and I'd been kicking about the internet for a few years, and I knew that we had good stuff out there. There was guys like Lost Boys and that doing good podcasts, Celtic Underground doing podcasts, a lot of good bloggers, but everybody was sort of scattered everywhere. There was no sort of central focus to it, and I felt really if the Celtic support wanted to get their viewpoint across, something had to be created where they could go and find all these brilliant resources we had online in the one place. And it was really important that it wasn't going to just be a site where you added links to, because anybody can do that. The big thing was that the sites, whether they be blogs, forums, podcasts, whatever, who were on it wanted to be on it, so that it sort of built up a feeling of community.
Yeah. Because
I felt that the best way to combat the Succulent Lamb Brigade was to offer Celtic fans a free alternative. I mean, why waste your money on, won't even mention your name, everybody knows the rags we're talking about and the broadcasters. Why waste your money, your time and art, when you can actually find out what's really happening with Celtic through your own support, which is the best way to do it, because that way you're going to get an honest exchange of opinions. You're going to have a bit of argument, because you've got to have an argument or there's no freedom. So it was really just to try and produce a focal point for the Celtic support to go to and be able to maybe find what they wanted to read or listen to themselves, rather than it being dictated by people who, quite frankly, just don't care. They just want your money for a poor product. Wee bit like the SFA.
Yeah.
Boom, boom.
Well, I think it's a wonderful site, and
thank you.
And I would recommend anyone listening to click on and see what's going on.
That's brilliant.
Right, we'll go to your first song. How did you come to this, and why did you pick it?
That's the first song I ever remember. I must have been only 2, 3 when it came out. It's one of those songs that you remember for your childhood, and it's not just a visual memory. You hear the song and there's a certain smell, it just brings a period of your life, even though you're so young, so sharply into focus. I think really looking back now, it's the imagery within the song, it's the trumpets going, it's the fireman, the bell getting rung. I mean, for a wee way, and that must be like, draws you into it. It's just stuck with me all my life, and I love it. And it's the Beatles' Penny Lane.
That was Penny Lane by the Beatles. What was it like for young James Cameron growing up?
It was good. I was 3-year-old. I stayed in Lamb Hill, High Postal really, but people in High Postal will tell you it's Lamb Hill. Stayed there, I was about 3-year-old with my nan and granda, my ma. Till my man and dad decided to make an honest way out of me. After that, we moved to Springburn, old Tenement Close. I've got great memories of that, running about in the back courts, climbing up in the dikes, pulling wads down. I mean, God knows how you only did. People shouting Lucky Midgie and running along and raking through bins, all that kind of stuff. After that, we moved to Balmaloch, and that was like a culture shock, because we went for this dreary old manky tenement, and all of a sudden we had this semi-detached house with a big massive garden. Another great thing about it was that 4 doors down there was a massive kind of big field that you'd go down there and you'd play football and build your dens and all the kind of stuff you done, you know. Family wise, it was cool. I couldn't complain really about how I was brought up. I mean, the right sort of values were instilled in me, even though I didn't agree with it at my time. And I suppose as a Wayne, I was allowed to really had an awful lot of freedom, a lot more freedom than Waynes have now. I did have a great time, and it was good because you were always out playing football, rain, hail or snow, like everybody done. There was always a 2-week break during the summer where the football was dropped and you get a bit of chalk and you'd draw a tennis court on the main road and you'd be out there battering the ball, and it was Wimbledon for 2 weeks. You were beyond Borg, no? In my case, Martina Navrat all over. That's just a joke, by the way, in case anybody's thinking I'm a Rangers supporter. Hey, no, but it was that sort of thing, and I can claim to be an actual inter-street champion Kirby player. I was one of the top men in Balmaloch for a Kirby. I could hit 2 balls for 40 yards, man.
That's impressive.
Well, it was impressive, but somebody stole my medals. Aye, it was a great childhood. The school and stuff was good. Obviously, I had to shift school. We moved from Hyde Park school to Balmaloch. Yeah, it was cool, man. You just adjust to stuff like that. Met new pals, and as good a life as anybody that I had, no?
Excellent. Right, your second song.
Back to imagery again. At this time, everybody was mad into glam rock. There was like Slade and stuff like that. I mean, I love Slade, they were fantastic. I love T-Rex and stuff, and that was all good. And a wee bit of Roxy music. But there was a song that came out, and it just reminds me of the summer in 1973, and I don't even know if it came out in the summer, but certainly it was in my summer. It was one of these songs you hear, and like, I suppose like Penny Lane, it gets inside your head and you start having images of what this song's all about. And I always remember having this, and for years I thought it was real. It was an actual video with this lassie walking down to a riverside and sitting down on a kind of white wrought iron chair and looking at it. And I think that was the image that was forming in my head. I remember being in school and the teacher asking us all to write something what you done in your summer holidays or something that you remembered. I remember just sitting down and writing the words of this song. And it's David Bowie, Life on Mars.
That was David Bowie, Life on Mars. Who were your influences and your heroes?
My biggest influence in my life is my granda, Bill McKerricker. Probably because I grew up, the first years of my life was in his house. And my dad worked away a lot. And as much as I loved my dad, it was my granda that took me to football and stuff like that. He used to take me to see Partick Thistle. And then he made the mistake of taking me to see Celtic. The thing about my granda was he was just a normal guy from Maryhill. He'd went away and fought in the Second World War, and he was involved at El Alamein and stuff like that, which I found out in later years, but it wasn't something that he spoke about. I'd found out that when I was growing up that he came out of the army and all the rest of it, and he was a stonemason, certainly not a Freemason. He'd done a weird thing that people from the working class did in the day in the 50s. He went to college and they got to sell qualifications. and he became a clerk of works, which is a respectable professional job. And in the days, for somebody really for the working class to get to that level was something else. So I think it was him that instilled in me that no matter what age you are or no matter where you come from in your life, you can always learn something new, and you can always go and try something and better yourself. And I don't mean by that financially, because at the end of the day that means nothing. I just mean better your experience in life, and maybe better what you can offer your wains for what you had in terms as well, a better household to grow up in, and offer them by example, the way he offered me by example, but how you can really achieve stuff that you want to achieve in life. You're not going to do it 100% of the time, but you've got to try. And I think he is the major influence on my life, and really my sort of hero. The proudest day of my life was when I was 17 and I got in my own flat, was having him up to see it, and I remember him being all happy, and he was always, I mean, I don't take after him in one way, in as much as he was always dapper Dan, you know, well dressed, always had the trilby on, and I'm the exact opposite. I think he was proud of me doing that, and he has been like a major part of who I've turned out to be.
Yeah. Excellent. So, your third song?
This is brilliant. Music's been like yourself, it's a massive part of my life. It always has been. It seems to be when you're growing up, but you're always tagging yourself onto songs for here and there, and you can look back and you see that's when that changed and that's when this changed. This song not only changed my life, but it changed the whole country. Extent it changed the world, and it's still to this day it's responsible for probably the biggest revolution in music, art, fashion that people have experienced since maybe back in the 1920s. I remember at the time when this was going about, they were doing these renovations over Glasgow, and everybody got moved out of their house, and one of my pals, great pals to this day, Jerry Smith, I didn't know him till we were at secondary school, but it turned out the two were at nursery together, I know, which is mental, no? He'd been decanted, him and his family, round to Bamulloch, round the corner for us, and he phoned me one night, I always remember, it was a February, freezing cold nights. He says, why don't you come round to us? I'm in this house, why don't you come round? I've got some punk records. And I went, aye, alright, I've heard about this stuff and I've been wanting to listen to it. Now, I was listening to Bowie and Genesis and stuff like that at the time, even a bit of ABBA, right? Well, maybe you should cut that one out. I'd been sort of just generally listening to this. So I went round to his house and he'd 3 albums. He'd The Jam in the City, Stranglers No More Heroes, and Never Mind the Bollocks, Here's the Sex Pistols. And he says, I need to play this first, so he put on Never Mind the Bollocks, and I always remember the first song for Holidays in the Sun, and we listened to it in the album at home, and of course in the days you had to get up off your backside and change it to the second side. First song came on, and then all of a sudden that finished, and this just blast came out the speakers. It just lit something in me, and I'm sure it did to many people. It was just the opening riffs of that song changed my world, and I think it changed the whole world. And it's Anarchy in the UK by the Sex Pistols.
What are your earliest memories of going to Celtic Park?
Well, as I say, it's my granda always took us to see Partick Thistle. So I remember one day I get home from school, my granda was in our house up in Bamulloch, and I was all chuffed, and he says that Thistle were playing Celtic that night, he was going to take me there. I didn't realise like the sort of big deal. I mean, as far as I was concerned, I was going to see Partick Thistle. The only football ground I'd ever been in was Firhill. And when you're a wee guy, I mean, Firhill was a big stadium. I mean, it was a big ground. I can't remember much. I remember getting off a bus, and it must have been somewhere on London Road, and I remember it was dark and we were walking along. The first thing that got me was the amount of people that were walking along the roadways. I don't know what it is, but I remember coming out a tunnel which must have been the old railway that went to London Road, and I think that was the first time I sort of consciously looked up, and the sky was like illuminated, and it was like these 4 huge lights. I had never seen anything like it in my life. The next thing I can really remember, we were on the Celtic end with us bundle of Thistle fans. Probably maybe a couple of thousand of them all stood together, but the rest of the ground was full. So anyway, Thistle proceeded to get hammered, something like 5-0. The team I was watching, which would turn out now to be the team that everybody would know basically is more or less the Lisbon Lions. The one thing that always stuck in my mind, as well as it being a bigger ground and the lights and the noise and the crowd and all the singing, the football I was watching was something different. Obviously at that age you can't differentiate, you can't work out, but there was something to the football that just looked better, it looked silkier, and I think just the noise and everything. For then on, I had to tell my granda, and I was all worked up about having to say to him, but granda, I want to support Celtic. And he's like, that's okay, son, don't worry about that. And so, I mean, that was my first sort of introduction, and after that I still went now and again with my granda to see Thistle, but when Celtic were at home I went with my dad's brothers and my uncles for Springburn. We went in the Celtic supporters bus that used to park across outside the station, across the Wells, and me and my brother Kenny always went to all the games, all the Celtic games for then on. That was it.
I'm glad of that.
So man,
the Partick Thistle network doesn't really have the same ring to it.
No, it's not really. But I mean, at the end of the day, it could save you money in server costs. No?
Right. Your fourth song.
This came out when I was sort of ready to leave school. I'm talking about in fourth year. I was ready to leave school for third year. I remember being totally disillusioned with school and all that at that time. I wasn't daft, I just wasn't interested. The only thing I was interested in was doing art and stuff. So the punk king had been gone for a couple of years, and there was all these different bands coming out here, there and everywhere. But it was all like the same thing, the same kind of nonsense. The Monks and all that, just absolute crap. And I was sort of wondering what's going on. The only group I sort of still liked was The Clash, who I felt were doing something good enough to listen to. And we get tickets one night to go to the Apollo to see the Buzzcocks. This was me and my mates for the Red Road Flats I was singing about at the time. But we all just done the usual. I mean, we're always at that age, always at concerts now. So we bailed into the Apollo, and we went in early because we liked music, so we always wanted to see the support act. And the support act that night were a mob called Joy Division. Now we'd heard a couple of wee bits and bobs from them for John Peel and another guy who used to do a show called Street Sounds on Radio Clyde on a Tuesday night, Brian somebody, and he used to play a couple of Joy Division tracks. But sort of went, that's no bad, but not really caught up in it. So we went to this Buzzcocks concert and the support band came on, and as usual you stand and you're carrying on and all the rest of it. And to be honest with you, they came on and they sounded bloody awful. But two things just stuck out right away. The singer looked like a mentalist. It didn't sound like anybody you'd ever heard before. Arms and everything swaying all over the place. And the bass player was playing the bass guitar, like lead guitar, and it was kind of hanging on his knees. It got to the point where by the time they were done, everybody wanted them back on again. Mm-hmm. The Buzzcocks got booed when they came out because everybody had just decided to see the next thing, right. And the Buzzcocks were all of a sudden like mince. Right. That was it. For that day on, I was just captivated by, I suppose, Ian Curtis, Peter Hook, and Joy Division, and this is Transmission.
What irritates you?
Idiots. People who only question it, people that just accept what they're told from media, for anywhere, especially nowadays with trash media, you know what I mean? People who buy these stupid papers and listen to the inane so-called sports radio shows and then come on and moan about it. As far as I'm concerned, you're getting what you deserve. If that's what you want, on you go. Don't come moaning to me about how bad it is after you've just sat for 2 hours. I hate that. It's not a snobby thing, it's not an education thing. It's the fact that I find it hard to understand how a lot of people can't really see what's going on round about them. I don't know if it's just lack of proper education, I don't know if it's just apathy now. I don't know if it's modern society's just a mess, but there's a lot of people who, and you go, going to wake up. There's a lot going on now, there's a lot for grabs. The old media's on the way, and people, I've got absolutely no respect for politicians anymore, but yeah, there's a lot of moaning and no hell of a lot of bloody action. And I think a lot of that's down to people just, being apathetic or just sitting thumbing through tabloid newspapers which are full of advertisements and nonsense. A waste of ink, really. Rubbish, absolute inane TV On the bright side, you've got the internet now, so you don't actually need to watch TV the way you used to watch TV. You can watch it in different ways. You can download stuff. You can, you can tune into that sort of thing, and you can still educate yourself because TV is a great educator. So you can still do that. But the majority of stuff you're seeing now is just, it's like Pulp Fiction. That's what it is. It's a nonsense, and I think it annoys me that so many people just accept that.
Yeah.
It's all one moaning about stuff, but nobody ever changed anything by moaning. You need to hit the streets. You need to do something tangible before these people will even consider you're there. Never mind entertain you.
How do you relax then?
Lying about a Healing Glen with a bottle of malt and a big fire raging, basically. I relax at home. I get the time, and I like to watch interesting things that stimulate me, and I find that relaxing. I listen to a lot of audiobooks because I'm rubbish at reading, being a bit dyslexic. That's a pain. So I listen to a lot of audiobooks, and that's great and all because you're always learning something out of them, even if they're fictional, doesn't matter. But really my best times now is my two lassies being grown up now. Is me and my wife get time to ourselves. The boot of the motors, I always get a tent, a bag of logs, a couple of camping chairs sitting in it, and it's just me and her up the west coast somewhere, pull into like Glenetta or up into Ardnamurchan or wherever, and just go, this is nice here next to a wee river, tent out, up, firebolt, whiskey out, and just sit there, and it's brilliant because it's like having the biggest and best living room in the world. And the good thing about it, because it's me and my wife, because we're so close and we do love each other, we don't need to sit and talk and natter all the time. We can sit together and we don't need to say anything because each is just know that everybody's got their personal space and everybody's got their own thing that's going on, and then we'll have an absolute riot, batter on some music and dance about in the middle of nowhere and have a right good laugh. That's really how the two is really just wind right down, and it's been great because it's like after bringing the wains up, me and her getting to know each other again. And it's like fantastic. It's like we were like 17, 18 again.
Excellent. Your next song?
This came into my head because I'd been through a couple of years coming up with mid-80s where I went off for rails a bit, like a lot of people at that age. And I'd went mad for a couple of years, just taking drugs like speed, acid, constantly. I'm talking about day after day. Moving from one pal's couch to another because my ma wouldn't have us in the house and they weren't. So there was that sort of thing, and it was hellish at the time. I didn't think it was hellish at the time. I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was the best thing since sliced bread, and I was doing the right thing and everybody else was an arsehole basically, and it turned out I was the arsehole. And the thing that hurt me was the lassie that's now my wife had basically had enough. She dumped me, and that was like sort of wake up call. I thought there's something not right here, and as I said, I'd been moving from couch to couch, and I stayed at a mate's house in the Red Road for ages, and been up to all sorts. I'd fell out with her and she didn't want to know us, and that was sort of hurting me. And I don't know, it's just one of the lucky things that happen to you in your life. I woke up one morning on my mate's couch and I says, well, I'm going home. I don't know what done it, but I went home to my ma's, spent the next couple of months drying out, no touching anything. During that time I pestered the council and I got myself a wee flat in the Red Road, and I moved in there. It was 9 up in 183 block, which has been filling off the first one that blasted. In fact, the second one that blasted all week, I stayed in that and all, so I don't know if it's my fault. That's where I got my life back on track. I had responsibility, I had a purpose, and what I liked, I think, suited me was any mistakes I was going to make were now my mistakes. I'd nobody else to blame it on, and I think I needed that. I just always remember Simple Minds had brought an album out, and I'm a big fan of theirs. I remember standing, and the funny thing was this song was playing, and I was standing at the window of my flat and I was looking out at the Red Road, and basically from where I was, all I could see was a wall of high-rise blocks with this grass bit in the middle of it, and this song playing away in the background just seemed to hit a note and just seemed to sum up exactly what I was looking at, and made me realise where I'd came from and who I was at this point and what I felt about where I stayed and all the rest of it. And it's called O Jungle Land.
That was Simple Minds and O Jungle Land. I'm going to go back to the Celtic Network. What are your plans for it?
Well, just now I'm working on a upgraded site, a new version. It's coming up to its 2nd anniversary, so I want to tie that in with launching a better version of the site, more sort of social responsive. Building on what it was always meant to be, which was somewhere for Celtic fans to go, but not only get information, but maybe upload their own match images and videos and stuff like that, you know, rather than just, as I was talking earlier about the newspaper and the media crap, you know. Just Celtic fans have somewhere to put their own input in. The way I've done it is all the main features of sites are going to be there, but the social side it's going to be different. It's like Facebook, only it's Timbuk, if you know what I mean. People will be allowed to start their own wee groups, music groups, whatever, videos, anything they want really. Have their own wee bit on it. They can have like wee private groups, or they can have open groups. I've got a lot more stuff in it now that allows you to upload video, audio, all the rest of it. People might use it, people might know. There's no compulsion to use it. You can just sign up and use the site as always. Made a couple of other adjustments, like when we started out, originally there weren't too many podcasts going about, so originally I had a sort of what's on guide, like a sort of TV guide type of thing that told you that Homeboys was on the Monday night and you know, that type of thing, and every week I'd update when Beyond the Waves was on, a couple of hours after the game. Lost Boys were on here, there and the rest of it, but there's so many shows now and they're all going out at different times. I've replaced this with a sort of catch-up service, so there's going to be a lot of podcasts catch-up, blogs catch-up, latest forum posts kind of catch-up. Basically what that'll do is it'll cover any blogs, podcasts and stuff that have been out in the past 2 weeks. Anything further back than that, then you can actually use a link on the site to go to the actual Hail Media or wherever you're going, and or Celtic Dreams, and you can listen back to the shows on their Spreaker account. So that seemed a decent way to go. Another thing started up as well is I always had Twitter accounts for Celtic players on one of the pages, but I decided yesterday, and I've gave myself a job and a half, is the sites now get 80 partner sites, and that includes some supporters clubs with sites and stuff. So what I've decided to do, I've always had a partners list on it, and built, and plus the categories are in, like podcasts or whatever. But I started yesterday compiling all the social networks that these guys are on. For instance, if you had something like yourself, Billy Noel, it's going to have Billy Noel, the link to Twitter, and next to that then it'll be Billy Noel YouTube. So the idea is to get lots of Celtic fans all following each other or having a look to see what they like, who they want to engage with and stuff like that, just to sort of bring it tighter online, because there's a lot in media and especially web development stuff, and there's a lot of stuff's in flux. It's constantly that way. So it's just see what I can do to keep us tidying there for the next couple of years. The main thing is at the site, there's no actual structure to how it grows. It should grow, and my idea always was to let it grow organically, let it respond to what the people are using it want, rather than saying this is what you're getting, because that's what all media done, and that's no way to begin about anything. So people's attitudes have changed and all that. People are switched on and they want to do their own thing. So the Celtic Network will just respond to what its users want, really. No?
Good. Your next song?
Right. Well, this is a wee love song, and people are arguing with me, which is good, because I think you should argue with everybody. I think this is one of the most beautiful love songs ever. And one of the things about it is the performance of the singing in this song. The guy who sings it's got a right nasty attitude. In fact, he's a parody himself now. To tell the truth, it comes across the right arsehole. But one thing he can do is he can sing and he can deliver a song. And I think why I love this song is because the first time I heard this album and this song came on, it just blew me away, and I picked up on it right away, my old sentimental side. But what got me is this guy's usually very aggressive, but if you listen to the way he sings this song, to me his voice sounds really innocent, and I think it adds to making the song probably one of the classic Oasis tracks ever. And to me, just simply one of the best love songs ever, and it's Oasis, Slide Away.
So what does the future hold for you?
God, I don't know. I don't really do a future thing. I used to when I was younger. I'm 48 now, so it's really day by day thing. I want to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm never happier than when I'm sitting optimising code and messing about on the internet and walking away from myself. I mean, you get something done, sometimes you get money, sometimes you're skint, but that's the path I've chosen. I want to just do the main thing. I'm happy with it, the wife's happy with it, the Wayne's happy with it, so the future's just whatever it's going to be. I'm quite happy to let it just come on and see what happens, because the truth is, this is 2013, and if you told me in the year 2000, when I was a heating engineer, that in 2013 I'd be a web developer, and I would have been to university and I'd have a degree and all the rest of it, I'd have probably just done what I'd always done nowadays and just cracked you on the jaw for being cheeky. I'm only kidding on, I'm a devout coward, honestly. The future's just whatever, as long as my two lassies are alright and they're healthy, and my wife, so that's my world, and that'll do for me.
Fantastic. Right, this is your penultimate song.
Oh, penultimate. Well, seeing there's no zombies in here, part of that. They'll never have a clue where that is, will they? Funnily enough, everything's been in sort of chronological order up to now, but this isn't. This song came out in 1981. It was on the Clash Sandinista, but it didn't really kick in with me until a couple of years ago. And I was driving about and I had it on a CD, and it came on, and I was just listening to the lyrics, and basically what it was about was your DIY music in the 70s, how that instead of having the old established authors where you had to go to punters like EMI, A&M and RCA and all the rest of it, you knew after punk rock happened, you could actually do that stuff basically for your house. Mm-hmm. You could sit in your room, you could record yourself on a crappy DAV 4 track, and you could put something together, and it switched everything about for the PRA and Armob and all that. Now it was getting driven with people, the music was getting driven with people, and now all of a sudden I'd realised that the revolution had happened again, but this time it wasn't the music, this time it was the electronic media. This time you could build your own website, you could blog, you could start podcasts, you could do anything you wanted, literally now. Mm-hmm. For your living room, you could have that independence to do it. To me, this song reinforced the fact that you could actually now do anything that you wanted to a certain extent, obviously. Right. For no massive start-up costs for anything. I mean, I'm not just talking about doing music or doing websites, I'm talking about starting businesses, anything. I mean, it's another tool for people, for the working class who want to get yourself a good shake and go and have a go. The tools are there, go and do it. And what I love about this song is it's Motown, and I love Motown. And the great thing about Motown, as everybody knows, is when it started in Detroit, it was the first time black people had an output anywhere in the world. Now, I mean America, that was all DIY. Motown was DIY. It was get your act together, do it yourself. Punk rock was DIY, and now the electronic revolution has brought back DIY. So this is a clash in Hitsville, UK.
Right, we've come to the part of the programme where I give you the complete works of the dandy and a copy of the Bible to take with you to your island. Would you like a copy of the Bible?
No, the dandy, thanks.
You can have both.
No. You can keep the Bible, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to be hypocritical or say I'm sorry if it offends anybody. I actually don't care. Mm-hmm. People can go all day whatever they want. I've read the Bible. I've read it a couple of times, to be honest. And there's, especially in the New Testament, there's good moral and ethical stuff to come out of there. What I don't like about the whole thing is how it's been hijacked and how people are trying to tell you what that should mean, and how it's been used for centuries as a justification for war, for everything. I just think it's tainted. I think it's stained now, and I do think it's the opiate of the masses. I think it's a bad thing. If that's your thing, then good, fire in. But sorry, no, I don't want it with me.
Which other book would you take, and why?
This is a bit of irony, right? Because the other book I would take would be J.R.R. Tolkien, the Silmarillion, which is basically a fantasy version of the Old Testament, how the world was made. Everything that happens up to before The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings kicks in. Mm-hmm. So basically Tolkien's gave a vision of how this God has created some angels about him type of people, and how then he's created a world out of a void, and then how the world's put together and the tribulations between good and evil. Melkor, who is like Sauron's boss type of thing, and the other good guys, you know, and it's brilliant. Everybody thinks the elves are crank guy. You go and read the Silmarillion, most of the elves are a shower up. No, I'll only swear. They're no nice, right, let's be honest that way. It's good because through fantasy it actually explores the human condition. The thing I can take out with me and know the Bible is that was written as a fantasy, and it was sold as a fantasy. It wasn't sold as something that you should live your life with. So I'll stick with the fantasy.
Right, a luxury. Something to make your life a bit more bearable.
12 foot by 6 foot portrait of Rangers supporters with a big crest right in the middle of it.
Why?
Well, you're never going to get depressed. I mean, you might sit there all lonely thinking, what am I going to do today? I done that yesterday. And then you just got to turn around and see that, and that's it, man, you're off skating. You just got to be lying greeting. I mean, it's a total source of entertainment. Plus, good windbreaker.
Yeah.
No, good windbreaker. No point trying to burn it for the obvious reasons. But I mean, you've got yourself a windbreaker, and that's always handy. It stops my dandies all blown away. No? So I'll take one of them, just for the sake of really, really enjoying myself.
Good. Your final song?
My final song is an old-fashioned song. This is a band I went to see. I was right into when I was at uni around about 2004. I thought they were fantastic for the first time I heard them. I really love music, and I thought technically, for a kind of fancy dance side of music, technically this band was spot on. If you're going to have a good band, you need the best drummer you can get a hold of, and especially for a band like this with tighter tempo and music they play is just incredible. But the other thing about it was that when I went to see them before the concert, they actually played the entire Never Mind the Bollocks album at full pelt at the SEC, so that always gives you a wee lift. But the song itself really reflects a lot of what I think it's stuff that angers me about the modern world. How basically corporate entities think that they do actually own natural resources like water, think that they can actually, it's alright to pollute the environment, think that it's alright to do this as long as you make money. And you'll say to them, but you're just doing this to make money. They'll say, we're doing it to make money, but see any mess we make, we'll invest in all the technology to clean that up. Well, how about not making the mess in the first place? Right? How about not treating people like bloody slaves in the first place? I mean, hang on a minute, I adjust my soapbox here. Right? I mean, how about just chilling the fuck out and stop exploiting people for your own greedy, horrible means? You gain nothing back to the planet. And see, at the end of the day, this planet is a living, breathing organism. It will wipe us out if we don't sort ourselves out quick. And the problem is that a lot of people want to do it, but the people who want to sort it out haven't got any power. And the corrupt people are running amok now. I think this song really does sum up, because how can you own disorder at the end of the day? And the song's called Toxicity by System of a Down.
James Cameron, thank you very much for being a Desert Island Tim.
Hail, hail.